Hey VC, how's it going? Right, okay, we're back in the Vinyl Community Pub. Once again, I'm joined by Headley, another fat bearded man talking about records.
Namaste.
But tonight we're also joined by Harris Pilton. Welcome to the pub, Harris.
Thank you. Afternoon,
Hey,
Harrison.
nice. Thanks for
Now, if you
joining
don't
us.
mind, if you don't mind me saying, Harris, you look like a man who may have put a few quid in a pub jukebox in his time.
Yes, I definitely have. Yeah, it was yeah, we used to command the pub jukebox, and
Well, that's what you got to do, you know. So you know the deal
display.
anyway. So we've each got a pound or whatever, and for your pound, you get two plays on the jukebox. So well, first of all, what's somebody drinking? I'm back on the Guinness again.
Well, oh, sorry, Headley, to you.
Oh no,
Oh,
no, Harris,
John, you
you're
were
the
supposed to
bar.
get him in. Get him in, John.
Yeah, I'll have another
No,
Guinness, please, mate.
I do have. Well, as everyone who knows me knows, I've never left the '80s, so I've gone for this is like an '80s fun pub for me. I've gone for the Baby Shower.
Oh,
I thought I
Hey.
love the Baby Shower. It's revolting, so I've mixed it with cranberry juice. So I've invented the cranberry shower.
oh,
I've had about 16 of these, and already I think there's more alcohol in a packet of wine gums, to be honest.
oh, that's a grim night. Baby Sham, that's like a Christmas drink, isn't it? It makes me think of my mom drinking that at Christmas, like snowballs, you know.
Snowball,
Yeah,
yeah.
Advocaat and stuff. You know, that's what we think about Christmas. Anyway, right. So Harris, you're first at the jukebox. What's your first pick?
First pick, well, jukebox. As I say, I used to come on the jukebox in my local fun pub, and I think it's not an arena to sort of show off that Echo and the Bunnymen B-side that you think deserves more attention. I think you've got to go in with a song, big intro. I've gone for, it's this peak hour, Fade to Grey by Visage,
Oh yeah,
the
Ah,
12 inch, the
tune.
big one. Love it. Uh, it's got that. What I didn't realise, actually, and I only had it pointed out when I showed it on my channel, is this is like a super group. And it's got like Midge, John McKeoch from Susie and the Banshees, Dave Formula from Magazine. I think John McKeoch, I don't know what they do because it sounds just like a Casio keyboard on demonstration mode. And
It does a
I have
bit,
no
yeah.
idea what the guitarist from Susie and the Banshees and they must have just been doing Sudokus or something in this.
they pressed the button and buggered off down the pub.
Steve Strong must have had them on a retainer, I think, or something. But yeah, it's a classic, isn't it?
It is.
It started all for me, that tune, really.
Because
It was
Midge was on a right roll then, wasn't he? So he'd been in Slick, he'd been in Thin Lizzy, obviously Ultravox, and then Fade to
Was
Grey
he
as
in
well.
Thin Lizzy?
Yeah, he was for a while. He
Didn't
played
know
guitar in
that.
Thin Lizzy for a while, yeah.
Did not know that.
he didn't do much in that, I don't think, because I never had a clue. He was a song for hire, I imagine.
That's it,
I
you know.
can't
But
imagine.
yeah, so he's on a right roll. But yeah, Steve Strange, he was a funny one as well, wasn't he? So he sort of lived off that tune for years, didn't he?
Oh yeah. I can't think of it. Night Train, I think it's the only one. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's got the big in. That's what you need on a Duke. The big intro. That's why Scar and Motown's always good because you got to grab people straight away.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely, yeah. It's a
yeah,
good 12 as well, isn't it? It's a good 12.
it is. The irony is, the French girl on here who does all the heavy lifting, she's not even named on the back. They don't even, well, she might be French, possibly from Essex, I think. And
You
went on
sure
a
that you
French-
sure that's not Midge doing a voice?
Yeah.
yeah, Mitch, we need you. What's your
Yeah.
French like?
He put his beret on and his stripy t-shirt and he
But yeah, no, it's a classic tune. A classic tune came out around the same time as that AC/DC Back in Black, which all my mates liked. And I heard that, and I was like, no, rubbish. They sweat too much. Any band that sweats a lot, I'm no interest. So
I think
I went with-
that's my entire record collection, mate.
Steve Strange can't sweat, can he? Look at that. He'd be a right mess if he sweated.
I love all that new romantic stuff. It sort of needs a bit of a comeback, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah,
No. I'm all right with the big tunes. I'm okay with that, but no, we don't.
Oh, we
anything
do.
with a bit simpler.
You'll be telling me you
If it
don't like
sounds like-
Duran Duran next, Headley.
I ditched all. I picked these up, all those records up years ago, and then I realised I don't want to listen to ABC. I don't want that. I don't want Duran Duran.
Oh.
They went.
You know what I went to see a couple of weeks ago? Well, about a month ago. I went to see a flock of
Go on.
seagulls.
Yeah. Oh,
Flock of
classic. Run to,
seagulls.
was it? Oh yeah, run to the air. I used to have, when I could grow my barnet, I used to have the flock of seagulls. And I went on holiday to Ibiza and I had a big white patch because I had the hair over me. So whenever I had cut, I had like this white. I look like a right wallet.
Who needs sunglasses?
Let me guess, flock of seagulls no longer have the hair.
He's totally
No.
Of course it is. Of course it is. You do that to your hair for that many years, you're losing it.
Right then, Headley. What you
Right,
got for us?
okay. A bit more up to date, but clearly not up to date. But Scott 4,
All right.
Your Kingdom to Dust. 1998, something like that, 99, something like that. This is a single from their first album. They, I loved them. They got a load of acclaim really early on, a bit like the Beta Band, because they've shared a very similar kind of sound to the Beta Band. They get accused of being electronic cowpunks, I think that's what they were called. So, you know, a bit of country blues, a bit of hip hop, bit of folk, bit of indie, all shoved in together. Hugely influenced by Beck, obviously, you know. Yeah. But this is a great tune, really good. And I'm saving it because the B-side plays at 33 and goes on for about 23 minutes. So I could have put that on, but I won't. I'm really interested to see this jukebox that plays 12 inches. I'd love to see that.
I probably should have mentioned that, the fact that we're all just picking 12s tonight. Shouldn't I have actually mentioned that? There you go.
That's because Harris Pilton's the 12-inch man, isn't he?
That's what it is.
That's what it says on the toilet wall, anyway.
It has been said, yeah. That's scrawled on the bus stop near me, actually. I mean, that is Pilton, the 12 inch.
I still don't really understand why they called themselves Scott 4, named after the Scott 4 album, Scott 4, and it's like they don't sound anything like Scott 4. Weird.
I can't wait to hear that. I've never heard that.
It's good. It's kind of it's Beck, but with a bit more sort of British colloquialisms and things, talking about going to fridges and things like going to fridges. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Going to the fridge. It's an experimental album based on going to the fridge.
I didn't realise they were British headline.
Yeah. A bit like I think they're from London. Scott Blixen, I think the guy's main name was. They kind of put the band together. They did 2 albums, then they did a double album with a band called Magic Car, which is great as well, actually. But apparently there is a third one, which is just basically a Scott Blixen solo album, but I've never heard that. So, but that's great. It's good, sort of bit hip hoppy beat to it and things.
But you're not putting the 33-minute track on in the pub, though, no.
Well, no, all right, I won't.
I do know somebody. Well, I sort of know somebody through a friend who's got a jukebox that plays 12 inches or plays LPs. Oh. I mean, how crazy is that? It holds 50 records. And it's fucking massive, as you'd imagine, because it plays LPs, So, but yeah.
Let me guess. The guy who invented it opened the newspaper the next morning and saw CD. What's this? It'll never catch on. I've got the whole market with my 12-inch jukebox.
I know.
He's invested everything in this.
Yeah, everything. He's got nothing.
I'll do. This is the future.
I haul my carcass to the kitchen, get a microwave tan. Well, flipping across the channels when the remote slips from my hand.
Right. Okay. So Grace Jones with Pull Up to the Bumper.
Almost
Apparently, this isn't about parking your car, but we won't go into that.
what?
But I love Grace Jones. I reckon she made some of the best records of the 1980s. Everything she put out, I think she worked with the right people, didn't she? Whether it be Chris Blackwell producing or Trevor Horn, obviously people like Sly and Robbie. But yeah, all of those records sound absolutely fantastic. And a bit like Robert Palmer, who was also on Island, of course. She had that ability to make cover versions of her own. So she was a great songwriter, of course, but she also, really put out some interesting covers. So I've got a few of her 12s here. So she did obviously a version of Private Life by the Pretenders, backed by She Lost Control by Joy Division. Great version of that. But Pull Up to the Bumper, I think, is her best tune. It's that sort of mix of disco and funk and a little bit sort of dubby in there as well. And that's why the 12 inches sound so good, is that all of the 12s have a bit of that dubby production on there, so halfway through this, everything drops out apart from Sly and Robbie, basically, when you can just listen to Sly and Robbie all day, can't you? So definitely. Absolutely fantastic. But I think she's perhaps a little bit undervalued because I don't know if she's seen as a bit of a novelty because of her personality and her perhaps a bit more style over substance. You know what I mean? That's sort of thing. But I think the music's fantastic. I don't think there's not many better artists for me putting out more interesting stuff in the 1980s. All of her stuff was great.
I love her. I've got everything back here. Yeah, absolutely everything. The B-sides, there's a B-side, Living My Life. I know there's an album called Living My Life, but the B-side, that's a great track. That's an absolute killer.
I remember I was obsessed by her version of La Vie en Rose.
Right, okay.
Which I just think is incredible. I love the way it's about 3 minutes before she even starts singing. Great.
I used to go ice skating, and when you went round and round, they used to play that, and with the little lights on it. It's an amazing tune. It's absolutely killer.
Yeah. Well, because it's funny, because she was really disco to start. The first couple of albums are proper, just straight disco. And then all of a sudden she falls into this, I say, part dub, part funk thing that she had going on. And yeah, I mean, the Nightclubbing album's just, I say, one of the best albums of the 80s. It's incredible.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Wait to get down. Want to take your big machine somewhere in this town. Now in the parking lot garage, we found a proper place to spot a woman into the space. Pour out to the rubber, baby, and you know that limousine. Pour out to the rubber, baby, driving in between. Pull out to it, don't drive through it.
Go on in, Harris. What you got for us?
Right. Next up, I've got a theory. Every band in the 80s, whether they were good or bad, had a really good chic style tune. So it would be like Duran Duran had loads of them, that sort of high guitar, ding 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 ding. Bowie had a couple. Cruel Summer by Bananarama. In Excess, Need You Tonight. They all rip off chic, and they always sound great. This is, for me, the greatest of the lot. Don't Talk to Me About Love by Altered Images. It was kind of their attempt to kind of chic and a bit of Blondie, a Heart of Glass, I think. And like any lad of about 11, I was obsessed by Claire Grogan. She was just
Absolutely, yeah,
the greatest. I saw her recently. She's about 73 now, and she's she's and she was in Gregory's Girl as well, which is the greatest British film of all time.
I'm with you on.
I love that film. I love it. But this is again great in a pub jukebox. End of night. I know, John, you tend to go for the slower one. They're like what we call the erection section, I guess.
That's right.
This is hands in the air for me. Don't Talk to Me About Love by Williams. Yeah, I love it. I think this is their best moment, and like all the best 80s bands, they couldn't be asked anymore, collapsed in a mess, and just you never heard from them again until the revival circuit came up. So I mean, I think it's a great track, and it's a good night, and glow sticks in the air, hands in the air.
It is, yeah, it is. And as you say, I mean, Claire Grogan does funny things to men of a certain age, doesn't she? She's, she absolutely does.
As soon as you mention Claire Grogan to a load of sort of 57-year-old blokes, they start going lolly, don't they?
There's some great tunes, didn't they? Yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting because like a lot of those bands that eventually went for a bit like Blondie and that, they started off as sort of indie, punky, and then they needed some money and they just went for it. And then that's what they did on. But that was just the 80s, wasn't it? That was just the 80s. As the 80s sort of got into the swing of things, everything sort of smoothed out. The sound just got a little bit more produced and commercial.
Yeah. Even like the Undertones and that ended up going keyboard, and that. And like they all did it in the end because you had to, didn't you? Because the radio just controlled everything, so you had to have a hit. But I just love that tune. It's great on a 12-inch as well. So it's a great.
Cool. Go on in, Headley. What you got, mate?
Okay, let's see if I don't have a technical hitch. Okay, my next one up is Boo Radley's Lazarus.
Tune.
Which as a 12-inch is great because you get about another 2 or 3 minutes of the dub bit at the beginning, which is great. Interesting band. They were one of the few bands that seemed to manage to go from the shoegaze to the Britpop, and of course this is in the middle when they were kind of neither, when they were doing the sort of psychedelic rock indie dub kind of thing, and the trumpet is just incredible on this. Whenever I used to tune up, when I used to play with a brass band, and I might still do, but I used to play with the brass band, and whenever I was tuning up for my tuba, I'd always crack out the trumpet break from Lazarus. That was my warm up. Great tune. They because this is 30 years ago. This year, Giant Steps came out. 2003. No, that's 20 years, isn't it? Not 30 years. No, 93. 93. Yes, 30 years.
I've got it on vinyl out there somewhere.
I just bought the reissue actually. That I think that album gets kind of forgotten really. Yeah, because it predates Britpop, and of course they then sort of pandered to that and gave us Wake Up Boo, which they just wanted a piece of the money, good on them. But Giant Steps, it won all sort of albums of the year, but it seemed to disappear quite quickly, and and I think Lazarus is just a great tune to hear down the pub. I think.
But I think rather than play a clip of the record, we should play a clip of you playing it on your tuba.
Yeah, I'll pay for that.
Well, I've got my tuba down in the kitchen, so don't wish that.
There we go. Yeah, be careful what you wish for and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I'd say, Headley, is that you're in Leeds and I'm in Birmingham, so I think I'm pretty safe. You know what I mean? So.
I can get quite loud.
Right. Okay. So last choice. I was saying I always like to finish the song, with a something a little bit more chilled out. I just say the erection section. Not tonight though. I'm going with Tori Amos with "Professional Widow," which is
I was
an
going
absolute tune. So this is exactly what a remix should be. This is obviously the Armand van Helden remix. So this was a #1 single in the UK. I don't know whether it was a hit anywhere else. I don't know whether the note in the States or whatever. I don't know, but I mean, basically what he's done is he's basically taken a hammer to the whole tune and just rearranged the pieces and made it into something totally different. And I was thinking about this the other day when I picked this tune out to play at the weekend. I was thinking, I don't think I've actually heard the original version, so I streamed it, and it's totally unrecognisable. I wouldn't have known that this was a remix of that song if I hadn't heard it. And actually listening to the original made a bit more sense. I remember it being mentioned that the song was about Courtney Love. I think that was she was the subject of the actual song. But I say the remix, he just chops it up. You've got that hypnotic bass line that just keeps going around in a loop. And yeah, an absolute banger of a tune. So that's my choice.
Was that from the album? Was it Boys from Pele?
Yeah, Boys for Pele, was it? Yeah,
Boys for Pele.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's not got, because I know that some of the singles from that had a couple of Chaz and Dave covers. I'm not joking. I am not joking. Honestly, deep dive to some of the singles.
It all comes back to Chaz and Dave.
They are the centre of the universe.
17 Baby Shams, and I started hearing
Chaz and Dave. Tori Amos doing Chaz and Dave. Check it out.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, I've got that 12-inch actually there. When I was picking from a box, I looked at that one. I thought, but yeah, that's a great era anyway, wasn't it? Like so many dance singles were just going straight in at #1. Like they cut up that Barry White. You See the Trouble with Me as well, and stuff like that. There was some crazy Olive, You're Not Alone, and all that. Yeah. I love that era. It was amazing. That's a great tune. That's an absolute trilogy.
I must admit, so early in the night, I wasn't so into dance music, and I just had a mate who I was sharing a house with, and he was proper all over that 90s dance stuff. And gradually, I just sort of got indoctrinated to it. You just had no choice. So I sort of succumbed in the end. But yeah, this is a great tune. So and a brilliant 12-inch, So
yeah, no.
I remember back in the day when you'd hear a remix and you literally couldn't hear the original in there. And at the time, I remember going, what's the point of a remix? Why are you doing that? What's the point? Now, I think that's the better version than the one that's just an extra bit of drums or something shoved on the original. That's something they've taken it and turned it into something new, haven't they? So
yeah, that's it. Yeah, made it into something totally new, and it's great.
Have you ever heard the original? You know where they got Loaded? Andrew Everall by Final Screen, Loaded. Have you heard the original? Which is a song called "I'm Losing More Than I'll Ever Have," which is like a country ballad.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible. He just takes a second of it and just forms this incredible track. It's just one of the greatest ever.
And it's amazing that remix totally changed the sound of that band forever, didn't it? That one remix, So yeah,
that's incredible. In fact, it was amazing. Definitely.
Yeah, it's like I was playing earlier on Andy Weatherall's remix of Weekender, "Flowered Up."
Yeah, got that over there as well. I've got the 12 of that.
That's a great remix. I was just trying to pick out the remixes, as you say, those ones where they've done something totally different with it, and that's another one of those. Yeah, a great version.
Yeah, that was an absolute pelter. Aphex Twin did an album, didn't he? 26 remixes for cash, and they got him on about 10 grand every time because he was the big, and he never even listened to the original. And he just made his own track, and he called it the remix of the track. And he never listened to any of the 26 songs that he remixed on that album. He just made his own tracks. And he's got the album's called 26 remixes for cash.
We're nearly out of money in the meter, so me being a cheap whatever. So yeah, Another good night down the pub, chaps.
I've got safety dance here, but men without hats. I thought we could show 3. So I'm going to.
Oh, sure.
Doesn't matter.
You've got about a minute, Harris. There you go, mate.
Joking.
Great
enjoyed
tune,
it. Well, yeah. And lovely meeting you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you too.
Great stuff. Right. See you all. See you next time.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye-bye.